Alright guys, I have experimented, and after watching the last video, I have decided I can't do full screen without getting the thing wonky. So we're not going to do that. I'm also going to lower the volume a little bit because my voice is, while melodious and soothing, doesn't really break through a lot of the noise. So we're going to have the sound be a little bit lower, and that's what we're going to do. So I tweaked a few things. I have my two Balder Golems right here. Balder Golems cannot be gotten in the game naturally until literally about 4 or 5 levels before the end of the game. And to me that's very tragic. They're one of the better units in the entire game, and that's probably one of the reasons why they're available so late. But if we compare regular golems, they attack twice in the front, 2 in the middle, 1 in the back, so they basically have the same attack as a knight. Definitely still beefy. And then I believe a stone golem is 3. It might be 3, 3, and 2, or 3, 2, 2, or 3, 2, 1, I'm not sure. It doesn't matter too much, because eventually we're going to be using the Balder Golems. 4 attacks in the front definitely makes up for the lack of damage in the past game. The Balder Helm adds a lot of resistances, and even though the strength is the same, the damage is actually upped a little bit, which is fun. Balder Golems, I believe, get 7 strength, 7 vitality, and 7 HP every level. I don't know exactly. When we level them up later, we can watch. I don't have any champion statuettes yet. Regular golems, I think it's 4 or 5 strength, maybe 5, and the vitality might be 5 as well, or 6. HP is 5 or 6, I'm not sure. Stone golem, obviously, strength maybe is 6, vitality might be 6 or 7, but Balder Golem is all the way across the board, 777. I did change. This is going to be the dragon that goes into Troy's unit. I like the name Golgoroth. Smeargle from Flight of Dragons. He's going to be my fire dragon. He'll probably go with Asnable since they're both old and cranky. Tempest is a really fun name for lightning dragon. And there's 3 other dragons. You've got the Platinum, the Black Dragon, and the Water Dragon. They're all fun and great. I don't know if I'm going to need all of those. As an example, Bisk, I sometimes have him go with 2 Nerdamese warriors and then 2 archers, but as he's air and the other guys tend to use lightning, having him go with a lightning dragon could be good, although archers would make sense as well. Karth could use a platinum dragon, or you could go with 2 clerics, or you could go with 2 Freyas. Either of those is fine. Fogel will more than likely get a black dragon in the back. It doesn't matter. His unit will be just unfair. I'm going to more have him just to have him. He's not really going to be used hardly. I just like to keep him in my party for one day down the road, just to have him for funsies. But I think that using him in a situation where it's a very difficult game, that would be kind of like cheating, so I can't really depend on him. Probably same thing with Diodora and Eustace. Once we get to the 3rd chapter, and I can get a Dragoon, and I could probably use him more freely, more liberally, because basically I could buff any fighter to have the stats necessary to make a Dragoon and then turn him into one. So trying to find that nice balance between exploits and legal exploits and outright cheating is pretty hard. Some of it's pretty easy. Like if I was to, raise Arthur to level 20, and all these people level 20, and then cheat in items and make them an unstoppable force of righteous fury, that would be cheating. Having Bisk as a leader, and eventually using him in like 4 levels or so, I don't think is terrible. I was supposed to turn 2 of these guys into Nerdamese warriors for Bisk, since I'm going to have to do that at some point. Where are we? Let's just do that real quick. I'll show you guys the program we use. Oh, oopsies. So let's do open up. Is it this one? And edit units. Yeah, that's all of our stuff. So let's do a few of our fighters. We got Morrison. All right. So the class has to be a grappler, VAD, and then the portrait is grappler, not VAD, or else it bugs out. And what's a good name for a black guy? I'm thinking Kobe. Or we could do Hakeem or Kareem. What's another good basketball player's name? I also like Wilt Chamberlain's name in Conan the Destroyer, but he was more of a berserker Black Knight kind of guy, so we're going to save that name. What's a good one? Hakeem Olajuwon was pretty great. And Air, he was kind of earthy. You know what? I guess it doesn't really matter too much. We can keep it as Air. And I don't need to change luck or alignment too much. Luck, anything below 55 luck doesn't really alter anything too much. But once you get up to 60 luck or above, you start to crit a lot more, block a lot more, and you get more and more unstoppable. 100 luck is absolutely insane. So VAD, not VAD, Air. All right. Hakeem, Redcliffe. What's another one? I would go with Wilt, but that's not in line. Fuck it. Let's do Kareem. Okay. And you can be, we already have Earth. I don't really like water generally for most frontline fighters, but you could be Fire or Earth. Let's do Fire. And you know what, if Bisk is electric? If Bisk is electric, this guy's Fire, we may as well make Hakeem earthy. I was having mixed feelings about it, but okay. What else do we need? Just so we don't bug out, let's add 2 Balder shields for our, if you don't have the base equipment for it. There. I still can't use them. They're going to be a part of that lady. Let's add Balder helms for our Balder golems. Wait a minute. Balder armor. And it may bug out when we do this, but that's okay. I can always fiddle with it later. Balder helm. 2. We need 4 total. 4 is being used. There might be more, but okay. So we did that. Let's save as. Let's do the first one. All right. Did not bug out. Okay. There you are. There's Kareem and Hakeem. Not the best stats. Not the best stats. oh, I don't have any Tulenos or Thunder Chains. That's okay, I don't really need to change any of their stuff, but we do have some Balder Helms for you guys, some Balder Helms for you. Actually, I haven't seen these yet. Let's check out what those shields do. That is a pretty decent shield. Intelligence, Mentality, Vitality. That is a great shield. I'm really curious to see things like the Dragon Shield, the Shield of Nu, the Heavy Shield, and all the other fun items in the game as far as how they're different. That's very interesting. Okay. Ah, I needed to add some Needles of Light, but that's okay. We'll have to... Fun. We'll do that another time. Whoa. Interesting. Bandana protects against water. This protects against fire. Interesting. We'll be learning a few things as we go along. Not that we're going to use Paul, and not that we're going to use these golems for forever, but I'll use them for a little bit just to see how they are. Once we get to level after Debonair, I'll do the item code to get champion statuettes, simply for the purpose of making all of my units within my units have the same level. So if I had them right now, I'd make these guys level 3. So that they'd be the same level as Paul. Okay. So eventually, I don't know the best time, but at some point, I like the idea of, in a sense, Bisk and Gilbert watching me right now. So when we go to the next level and I stand up against Raid, and we try to defend them, the rebel against being killed. I like to think that makes Bisk and Gilbert believe that I might be a good leader, so they're going to hang out with me and keep fighting with me. So that's when we can start using our Kareem and Akeem and Bisk, and probably use Gilbert more fully. And then, yeah, once we get Troy, he's going to have a unit with... He'll have a few phalanxes with him and this guy in the back. I will need one unit to be a low alignment unit with Aznabel and Fogel. So that's another thing I could potentially change. I mean, yeah, that would be cheating too. But if I don't use them, then it's fine. But a lot of this is design work for me. Having Fogel have 2 Black Knights with him to start, and then having a guy in the back called Tiamat, Black Dragon. No, not Tiamat. And Caligon the Black. Yeah, big one from Lord of the Rings. That's what we'll do. So, yeah. All right. Not too worried about that. And okay. So, I think we're good to go. I need to check and see how much fighter stuff I have left. Oh. 5, 3. I think we need to buy a few more. Yep, we need to buy a few more of these guys. 8 extra fighters for this map should not be too bad. Whoa. So I did hear that a lot of the classes like Paladin, Black Knight, Enchanter and whatnot, their cost has been significantly increased. So that would definitely be an unforgivable cheat to just cheat in a bunch of money, because then we could just buy whatever we wanted to. These guys are still on the cheap side. The Knights are a little expensive. Phalanxes are a little bit most expensive, but okay. about ready. Where are we? Alright, I like to have a little backup save right for the start, but alright, let's go save Yumel, get a bunch more fighters. If I don't make it as a YouTuber, I'm gonna become a professional lip smacker and see if there's anybody that's really into listening to people chew and drink and all that other garbage. We don't really need to worry about this preliminary thing. So same plan as before. We're gonna use Titus to get a lot of soldiers. We're gonna use Dio to get a lot of soldiers. That is one thing I could do. I do need to get a group of unlawful people ready. I could give... Technically at this point, since we could legally sit inside the map for a week and get all those items, I could technically use the Manual of Warfare now. In Fogel's unit. And I do want to have at least 2 chaotic units. One can be Fogel, and then Asnable will be the final one. And each of them will have some berserkers with them. I think that's the only evil unit you can actually have that's a fighter up front. I guess ninjas are kind of that way too. But ninjas don't really fit thematically with Fogel. They don't fit thematically with Asnable. And I think one of the things I like to do too is I like to only have unique people leading groups. So we have one Golem group with Paul, one Beast group with Gilbert. We have Bisk, we got Karth, we'll have Dio, Arthur. It's not terribly necessary because I could always do training with these guys. And I could use Magnus or Dio or whoever is the leader, but I just don't want to. I don't want to get Dio's level too high. So, what are you at, Magnus? 4? Yeah, he could get up to level 5 this time. But maybe most of the cleanup could be Fogel, just to lower the alignment of these guys. And normally, it's pretty hard to do that until you get Urns of Chaos and Champion Statuettes. But if you look at the, and again the missions are going to get progressively harder, but at least for the beginning, the whole thing I'm doing. Like if Magnus and Dio are the only ones fighting, and they're not really changed at all. I don't think having Karth or Fogel or those people in our army really affects anything. I know I keep justifying it, but you know, people will be like, "Oh, you're cheating." It's like, well, yeah, but 99% of it is really just for my own peace of mind and having people that I like that I'm not really using. And secondly, especially with the Medal of Vigor or all the other items, it's just like, well, I don't want my game to bug out, so I'm giving items to people. I don't want to sit in the map for a week in real time to get all my birthday items. I'll just give them. So, and if I'm going to be training soldiers and I have a decent system, why should I have it be 5 battles instead of 3? This is just saving us all time. So anyway, that's the last bit I'm going to do. Let's do strongest. And I'm going to turn the battle animations off just because it's a little bit faster. If we go against a new unit or want to see different attacks for a few people, we can always turn it back on. This is a great one because we can just have Magnus Titus sit here, Meg Titus, and then that unit will continually just come up to fight right there. And each time it does, you beat them back, and until you get a fighter, and then you go switch it up. So let's see actually what this lady does in the back. So the cleric smashes, which is not a good use of her stuff. I think priests. So magic missile in the back is consistent. Clerics do flat healing if they're in front. But once you get turned into a priest, in the middle you do healing, but it's called throw a kiss. I could use Paul. Could use Arthur, but I want his alignment to be going up. I thought that lady was going to... I thought she was going to go back to her thing. Maybe she will. Maybe she will. So anyway, whether you're playing the original Ogre Battle, whether you are playing a mod or whatever, what I would advise is in the first 2 missions, farm up a bunch of fighters. It's not that hard to get an army of 20 to 30. Well, I'd say maybe 15 to 20 fighters, and then on the first map you can get most of the dragons that you want early on, and most of the 2 golems. The mission after this battle, you get your hellhounds, and as far as I'm concerned, you don't really need... Oh, they're not going to heal all the way. Damn. Alright. Well, we may not be able to farm this person as much as we thought. Okay. I don't think I should put Dio there because I actually don't want him to get that level. I do think that that knight keeps going back to that spot. Yeah, we're just gonna... And you could, if Fogel, I think, or Karth, or whoever was the, I started out with a Berserker. I could have just as easily used the Berserker. As you can see by these battles, it's not hard whether Karth, or sorry, whether Fogel's a Berserker, or whether he's Knight or a Fencer or whatever. It's not really that hard to fight these people at this level. So... I'm more just using this because I want Fogel to... I want these people to get a lowered alignment. There we go. And then... I'm going to have him kill this one lady. Like, again, Dio could have wiped out that unit, Magnus could have wiped out that unit. Over here, it's more about, it's not about difficulty as of yet, it's more about style. But we will need to... Wait a minute. Let's get one more. Let's get one more battle in with Magnus first. Doesn't matter if he kills one of them. The controls are a little janky. That's fine, Fogel, you can kill this one. Alright, let's see how Fogel attacks. Oh, God. See, to me, having everyone gain a level up at the same time is so much more aesthetically pleasing. It's just better. Crosier. So I don't know what, actually I don't remember what the original, it feels like it's a different weapon than what the people had before. Dio, I will let you take on this unit over here, because I think they're mostly dark, so even if you do kill someone accidentally, it'll be fine. One thing you can do for, in a sense, infinite leveling too, which of course I wouldn't recommend because it ruins the game, is you can, in a sense, just, and this would really only work with what's the word? This would only work with an unlawful character, but you could basically just go into one of the maps and just farm. Oh, this one won't work either because we can't attack both of them, so we're going to end up killing the other guys. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Such is the way of things. don't think we need to use Vogel to wipe this guy out. I'm not worried about Magnus's alignment. I could have used Vogel, but I want to get as many soldiers as possible. Sorry, as many fighters as possible. Good little soldiers. Now I wonder, I think the wizard comes out to you. We'll have to see. Alright, no one's coming. Let's move Bisk down here. Let's move Karth down here. I think in another level or two, I can start using Arthur to clean up a few things, and he will get better alignment because people will be a higher level. Vogel. We might as well. We might as well have you come over here. Hello. I'm recording something. What's going on? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to leave soon because I have people that need me. So if Dio, I don't know. We should be able to get a battle or two out of this. Because the soldiers on the left are... Ugh. Alright, I have an idea. This is how we fix that. The goal is to maximize the amount of battles without... See, this is kind of the thing, like, the ease of the game isn't really about winning battles for the most part. It's about, the hard part is building your army the way you want it to be built. There we go. So we're gonna get a battle or two out of this for killing someone. I will have to go, I'd say, maybe 5 minutes or so. We may have to make this a two-parter. Alright, they can go heal. We'll get one more battle out of it. Someone should die that time. And then we'll get one more battle out of it. And it should be good. So, sorry guys, I'll have to pause and we will have to end the video. It'll be a short one and we will get back to this a little bit later. Have a great day.